to Two Queens and Crystal Things, the
Hey.
podcast where we are on some manifest your life, shift your mind,
Come on.
and raise the consciousness type of shit. I am Christy.
And I am Mia. And you can consider us your spiritual girlfriends. Okay, so last week we talked about walking in faith. Having faith in something is having full and complete trust in that thing. And what we really kind of dove into was having faith in you.
Yep.
Having faith in your journey, having faith in wherever you are right now in this life, that everything is working out for your highest good.
Everything.
So you get to walk through this earth being curious about the journey because you have faith, you know? So tune in and let us know what you thought.
Yeah, tell us what you thought. Honestly, I really liked last week's episode because it was, for me, it was a timely discussion and a reminder to me. And to be honest, again, I feel like all of these episodes are reminders to me. If not something that I'm currently going through, and it's just something that I want to talk out, or something that I not overcame, but something that I was tested on. I was like, okay, this is something that I can discuss. I don't know. It varies. But it was definitely a good episode for me. Hope that you all enjoyed it. So today's episode, we are talking about the power of words. The power of words. And we have said this in many episodes, but your words form and shape your life's perception every single day. You really, really have to be mindful of the words that you speak.
Now, I know we talked about this before.
Yes, we have.
I think this is an opportunity for us to deep dive into this. For some people, this might be a little controversial because, and I'm gonna be honest, the first time somebody introduced me to the power of your word, it was a little overwhelming to me because I'm like, because they'd be like, your thoughts have power. I'm like, how do I stop the bad thoughts? And I gotta mind everything I'm saying. But so I'm glad we're talking about this because it can feel a little daunting. Like, damn,
what can I think about?
Right?
How can I think about?
What am I supposed to say? So I'm looking forward to kind of dissecting this a little bit.
Yeah. So honestly, think about it this way, and this was something, as we come up with these episodes, it really provokes me to dig a little bit deeper into look what other people have gone through or said about it or research or, any of that. So as I was prepping for this episode, one of the things that I came up on is that we speak about 7,000 words per day.
That's ridiculous.
I can't even wrap my brain around that. But that's 7,000.
That's a quiet person.
Right. Oh my gosh, I've done like this weekend of silence. It was spectacular.
A weekend of silence.
Yeah, not talking to anybody.
Wow.
I have traveled and had signs. Like, it was an amazing experience. I felt so, afterwards, I just felt so energized. Like, I wasn't...
Wait, was Kai here? So if she was hungry, she just text you? You're like, this is
write it down. Or just talk to me.
Nice. Right, but you just weren't speaking.
Right.
That's interesting because it almost forces you to hear what you're saying because you're not saying it, but it comes to your lips and it forces you to hear what you're thinking. I like that.
It was a really cool exercise, and I think I did it, one, just to see if I could do it. I know I'm going off tangent a little bit, but one, just to see if I could do it. And then when I did it, I liked it so much. I was like, I really like this because I felt... One, I felt like I was able to create these boundaries for myself that other people respected. And then two, I also felt like it was an opportunity for me to just listen. Because I think a lot of times we're just never in a position where we're able to just sit and listen. And
that's why I journal. It forces you.
Just a really great
I love
experience.
that, Christy.
Yeah. And the
I'm
silence, there's a lot that...
A weekend of silence.
There's a lot that comes to mind. I mean, I would journal, I would write if things came to me, but just being in silent and having, people respecting that. And I would have a sheet of paper with me or a little card, like, I've committed to a vow of silence for this weekend. Please respect it.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was actually pretty cool.
I think I'm gonna do that.
Let me know what you think.
I look. I'm like, I can't look, but now I gotta figure out what weekend is because
I know.
everything. I'm like, okay, it can be this
And that's
weekend,
another
then next
thing,
weekend. Just stuff that we have coming
Right.
up. Oh dang!
Isn't that crazy?
You know what? Okay, I am going to commit to at least, and maybe I won't be able to do it on a weekend. I can figure this out. I'm going to do at least 24 hours of silence before my birthday, at the end of the month.
Yes.
Just like, I don't want to hear nothing. Ooh. I'm getting kind of excited about that.
It was a really cool experience for me. But honestly, when I wasn't in a position where I felt like I had to use my words, I felt like I conserved so much energy. Not just energy that I used to speak, but energy that I used to have to think to speak.
Did you, do you feel like you heard people more when you weren't you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes, I know I do this, and I try to be conscious of it, but sometimes we listen to answer instead of actually listening.
Right. Yeah.
Especially when you're in a conversation with someone. So I feel like when you're not going to speak,
Right.
it allows you to just sit there and take it all in.
Right. Because
And
when you
energetically.
have to write down your answer, you have to be thoughtful
Exactly.
of how you are writing. And you don't want to write shit over again. I know I didn't want to write shit over again. So I'm going to sit and think and make sure that whatever's coming to me is what feels right for me at that time. But honestly, just think about all the words that we speak during a day. Multiplied by how many billion people are in this world? What is that?
It's a noisy world.
7
billion. No, it's almost 8 now. 7.8 billion.
Isn't that crazy? And so that's a lot of energy being spoken and being put into the atmosphere, creating our reality.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is this collective reality, and then there's also this individual reality. But I also feel like that might be getting a little bit deeper.
No.
Well, we're not gonna get into it right now. But
Okay.
There is this collective and individual thing. But yeah, so.
Okay. Interesting.
Yep.
But think about it. The actual, how can I say this? If you take the energy away from it, the word is just the elements of a speech.
Yeah.
But when you, because everything is energy.
Everything.
So most of us see words as just, these are the words I need to complete this sentence. But when you start to understand that everything is energy, that the words that you say, they speak a vibration.
Right.
Which, they are a vibration, that kind of emanates through the world. So what you say, you're literally putting out there to come back to you.
There to be manifested. It is
so
crazy.
So this is why we're saying, words have power, and to be mindful of what you say, because really it's the energy that you're putting out there. So when we say, speak it into existence or speak it to believe it, this is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We always say, as I speak, I create. And I do think I don't think it's like right away it's a perfect answer, you get it right away. It takes some time, but just the fact that you're aware of being mindful of what I say, come on.
Yeah. So it's really funny that we're discussing this. So there was I don't know how long ago it was, but we ended up purchasing the same book at the same time. Or like within the same week. I can't remember. But we were talking about power of words. And I don't know about you, but the book wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
Right.
I guess I was looking at it from more of a more spiritual perspective.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes, me too. I thought it was going to be something. But no. Wait, so this is funny. Because we've done this a few times. Because remember we both bought the Council of Light?
Yep.
And you're like, oh, I'm reading this book. I was like, oh my God, I just ordered. I'm waiting for it to get here. So I'm like, which one? So yeah.
Yeah.
It was interesting though.
It was interesting.
But that's not what I thought it was though.
Like the whole meaning of government. I was like, oh.
Oh.
Okay. But yeah, that was an interesting book. But, since we've been talking about that, and I feel like we're always talking about just the power of words and what we say. As we speak, we create. And so this has been coming up for me recently. So I was wanting us to just talk about this. But again, you always want to be very cautious with the words that you speak, because the words that you speak, not only do they carry a vibration that will manifest itself in reality, but the words that you speak, they are so powerful, and we have to be mindful of what we put out there. Okay. So, all right.
Okay. Sorry, I'm
about to eat some too. Great. You guys, we got some sushi.
I just ate a piece. Okay. So actually, I want you to talk about this, because this is, when you told me this, like, what's in a word? Breaking down the words.
Oh my gosh. Well, I feel like you kind of, I don't know.
So when you told me about that black thing, I was like, wait, damn.
Yeah, so I was, when I'm working from home, I mean, actually, when I'm working in my office, too, because I can close the door, I'm listening to all sorts of shit.
Absolutely.
Like, wild and crazy stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, if anyone would ever know. Anyway.
That's not their business.
I know.
Hey, did you get that project done?
Right.
And done.
But there was this video that I came across, and there was this guy that was saying, and of course, it's like, I don't think it was like Hotep. Maybe like close to Hotep type. But he made this comment like, isn't it really interesting that there's this population or this group of people that are chastised and marginalized, and they're called black. And he said, if you think about the word, if you break it down, be lack.
Oof.
Be in lack.
Ooh, child.
And you have like this whole population of people that are living up to that word.
Wait, I gotta tell y'all. So, I'm at home. Chrissy's like, what you doing? I'm like, nothing. She's like, okay, I'm high. So, I just listened to something. I need you to So, I was like, wait, what you just say?
Oh, I'm high.
Right. I was like, wait, what? I was like, wait.
Not that part.
Right. I'm like, wait, what happened? And she was, so when she told me, I was like, it kind of messed with me a little bit, because when you really do, which people who talk about, and keeping it 100, a lot of people who talk about this type of, when the etymology of a word, and what it really sounds like. People who will spell I and EYE instead of I. It takes me a very long time to read the sentences. But, we will outcast them as like, oh, you one of those, one of those. But again, if we're really being honest with ourselves
a little something
about the words that we're speaking, them having a vibration. Like, so yes, we can't, like, the good morning thing.
Yep.
And so for me, like, this is real talk. I go more into what my intention is when I speak that. I hit the spot. My intention is when I speak that. But someone say, oh, so so you're happy to be mourning, or whatever the thought behind it is. But if you have the opportunity to take one day and to hear yourself, right, and literally think about the words that you are speaking, you might be amazed at what we're actually saying.
Right. It's like shit.
We will talk about people who, and then when you say this, because the birth canal is they'll really get into it. You're like, I didn't ask you that. But if you listen.
So I'm going to keep eating this.
Go ahead. If you listen, then, you learn a little something.
Right,
even if you don't agree with what they're saying, the point is, it shows you even more how our words are. And the thing that messed me up about that, when you said that, I was like, man, what other language, when they refer to black, does any other language sound like the word black? So you think about black, in like French is noir, noir, film noir. I don't know. In Spanish is a negro. Like I was trying to think of what negro, whatever. Anyway, I was trying to think of what language. And when you look at what it means in other languages, it's it's black. It's no, they won't even say black. It's because we translate it to black. It's they'll talk about a shade, or they'll talk about But when you said that, I'm like, dang, it could be. And then when you look at the population,
Sorry if you guys hear me chewing in the mic. I'm sorry.
when you look at the population, it's definitely there could be a mindset, a situation, circumstance where lack is very prevalent. Not that there aren't those. That's not the point. We're just saying, making a sweeping generalization, you guys.
Yes, people.
Okay, so it will make you stop and think.
Don't get yourselves in a penny.
You'll put your panties in a pinch.
Yeah.
But
don't get your panties in a bunch.
There you go.
There you go.
Not a pinch, a bunch.
Now.
Right.
There.
So, one exercise that I sometimes do enjoy doing when I have the opportunity to.
Oh my gosh, I'm just.
Is I will look up the etymology of a word, the original meaning of a word, and how it got to mean what it means. And it's so interesting. There are so many words that we speak that has a different meaning to us that, we've said this is what this means, that is not what that word meant when it was created. So when I see stuff like that, I often, and usually it's the word meant something that would, there's no positive and negative, but that was more on a lower vibrational side, and we're making it like it's a
good thing.
Yes. So it's like we're speaking. So that's why I'm like. So it's interesting if you ever have.
But that's intentional.
Exactly. So I'm like, so that's why I'll look into the history.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, so when did it start to go like this?
Don't do that.
Hey,
I'm just making a break and look up the etymology of this word. I want to know the root. How many people do that?
This stuff goes to my mind. I swear to like, what did I just? Let me look. What does that actually mean? It just comes out the.
Mia will study. What were you studying? Quantum physics, quantum something. I mean. I'm like, look, just tell me what I need to do.
I'm a curious person. So let's talk about magic.
Yes, let's talk about magic.
Why can't I say magic without magic?
Magic.
So the word magic means the art of producing a desired effect or whatever it is that a result through the use of, and this is what I love, incantation, which is speaking. So we talk about speaking spells. Woo, okay. Or supernatural forces of nature. And I would like, and one that I like to look at in magic is, in addition to speaking, it's just the transmutation, transformation of energy. We're manipulating energy.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
That's what but, so when we speak, and we are literally saying spells. Come on, Chrissy.
Why do you think there's the word spelling?
Spelling.
That's crazy.
No, I can't. I've had so many conversations with people about that.
About words being spells? Okay, well, think about it. So we were just talking about it, that sometimes these words will say one thing, but they mean something else. There is a hidden intent in the spelling of our language, and it's to cast magical spells on us. And people say this all the time. It's like, well, why do you think, spell is spell in the English language, you're spelling these letters? Basically, in the process of using words and rituals and sacred geometry to control and direct energy is known as magic, or magic with a K, whatever you guys choose. And you guys can look up sacred geometry, learn how to direct energy. There's this thing on cinematics if you want to learn more. We actually talked about this and learned this in our class. It's pretty cool, to be honest. But our churches and government use magic every single day. But you didn't hear that from me. I'm just saying, you didn't hear that from me.
I'm not.
You did not hear that from me. But start being mindful. I mean, honestly, that's part of why I don't have a TV, because I want to be in charge of how I think. And I know that sounds like
No,
quacky.
Chrissy, that does not. That's
I want to
real.
I want to be in charge of how I think. I don't want to be watching a movie or a show that I think is really benign, and they're like flashing subliminal shit to me. Because I've seen some of that, and there was like when my kids were watching cartoons. That's actually one of the reasons why we stopped watching TV. They're watching cartoons and they're flashing these signs, and then my son picked it up, and I was like, "We didn't see that." And we were able, I think we had DirecTV at this time. We went back, paused it. Sure enough, it's like, this has nothing to do with the show. This has nothing to do with kids.
Do you remember what it was?
It was an all-seeing eye, and it was like some other shit.
You're kidding me.
No. That didn't make sense. Like, you
Like,
know,
where'd
for
that come
kids.
from? Right. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, you know, we know about, you know, propaganda and agendas.
You guys, that's my part-time job. Like, I love that shit. Like, I will.
No, she really does, y'all.
I will go down the rabbit hole. I'll be like,
Yes,
oh my God.
Um,
But that book was good.
but that's why TV, honestly, is so popular, and so effective.
Yeah.
Because not only am I giving you these messages, you think about these, and it's so interesting because if you think about back in the day, they had these radio shows, and so
I remember, yeah.
what TV shows show us is what we're supposed to want. It shows us this means you're successful. It gives us our definition of what's successful, of what failure is, of who's good and who's bad. So I say this all the time. When I worked
It's a program.
on public relations for a very long time, I used to always say they've changed just a little bit, but not really. When we were watching the news, and I say, oh, there was a drug bust, 80 kilos were found in the back of a truck, blah, 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 and they never show a picture, they're not black. It's a white man. Or white, this is just because
Non-black.
they do not want to put images of criminals because that doesn't fit the agenda that aren't black.
Right.
And so anytime you're like, man, I wonder what they are, if there's no picture, you know they're not.
Like,
And it's so blatant. Just like I want, and so this is, and then when you're having a conversation with people, you're just like, why would you think that all black people act this? Because if I don't know any or interact with any, this is telling me what black people are. And if I sit around and I watch the news all day, that's and you have to, and this is the beautiful thing about it. The news is said, what I'm giving you is what actually happened. So somebody can look at a TV show, like you can see the Cosby Show or something like that, and they're like, well, that's made up. That's not real life. The news is real life because they can't lie to us.
that's my father.
They can't, like, they're not allowed to. And just like, I don't have to lie to you, but I can choose what to show you. I'm not telling a lie. This actually happened. This is news. But I don't have to. So what I've put in your mind so many times that this is what a criminal looks like. When I don't put a picture up, you fill in the blank.
And you assume
And
that it's someone's
of
black.
course. So it's.
And it feeds into the whole idea that, you know, blacks are dangerous. That's crazy.
And I mean, it's really things are definitely adjusting a little bit. They have a new villain in town. I'm not even gonna go there, but it's adjusting a little bit. But so it's not only what we speak when we say, you know, words have power, like you said, you know. Mm-hmm. It's what we're taking in. We've talked about, you know, we did a whole episode on our energetic diet. Like, what are we allowing in our space, at our table, in our homes?
And the interesting thing is, once you start being around people and they pick that up from you, they start to realize the toxicity of the shit that they've been used to. Like, I have someone now that's like, oh my goodness, all they do is just gossip. I don't, like, I'm not on that.
I'm not interested.
I'm not. And before they kind of were, and it's just like, now they're starting to see the change. It's like, wow, I'm really not interested in this. you really have to be mindful of the words that you take in, the energy that you take in, because that will also shift your energy.
Yep.
So let's talk about choosing your words.
Mm.
So, and I know that this is one of those things, choosing the right words, it's gonna take time, so be kind to yourself. But harnessing the power of words, realizing and remembering that words carry their own powerful vibration. And this vibration can be used to direct and control energy, which allows you to harness the power. We have so much more power than we believe
Yes,
we have.
ma'am.
It is ridiculous. But this is why choosing your words is very important. Like what you speak.
So think about it. How many times do we, or how often do we throw our words away? So if we speak 7,000 words a day, I want y'all to for real think about this. We think on average 7,000 words a day. How many of those words do you believe are affirming? Are speaking health, wealth, abundance, life, worthiness, love over you? And if you really think about your conversations, about what you're saying, even if you're as you're speaking to another person. And it's so easy to say, I'm so stupid, such a klutz, damn, I hate my hair, my boss is a dummy. Like when we say these things, we're attracting more of that to us. So if you trip, if you hit your foot on the sidewalk and say, I'm such a klutz, you're just going to keep tripping over dumb shit because you declared it. You literally declared out of your mouth that that's what you are.
Yeah, and then something.
And then you make it real.
With the words, I think about, so there are some people who have when I say some people, I have a person in mind. But there are some people who have a very difficult time finding peace in the silence. And then they'll speak these words just to fill up space.
Yes.
And I feel like
that's interesting, Christy.
There is like some additional unnecessary energy that you are giving away and releasing.
Well, okay, but listen, okay. I think that oftentimes when people do that, when they're just like, I just need to feel the space, and they're uncomfortable in the silence. To me, I'm like, okay, I'm so curious why someone's not comfortable in their silence. You know?
I know why.
But that's when my brain starts going. I mean, because you can tell when they just want to say something, and they need. Look at my.
Like as the sun is sitting, Mia created these sounds. I'm sorry. I'm smelling my hands. I'm like, oh my gosh, my hand smells good.
As it sits,
oh my goodness, it is. Whew. I'm really liking this one. I think this was number 2, the one that's like.
That takes you down. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to get this one.
This
one is like, whoo, hoochie mama.
She over there marinating at home right now, and I told you, and I put some gold foil in it too.
Ooh, this one smells really good.
I'm like, I need to smell it on a person besides me. Oh yeah, ooh, that smells good on you.
It smells good. That's what we're like. It smells really good. Yeah, I need some of that.
Crap, what was I saying?
My bad, sorry. We're talking about words.
Chrissy, no, for real. Dag nabbit. Dag nabbers. Oh. Wait, did I might have finished that. I don't remember. Christy, I just don't. It's gone.
That's okay. That's happened to me in almost every episode.
Wow. It's just pew.
Yeah, mine was like that.
Yeah, my birthday's coming up soon, so maybe I'm just, in the process of reinventing myself, and sometimes I just get lost in my own words.
Yes. The words that she can't remember.
Right.
Or no, she said lost. The words that she cannot find.
Yes, I just get lost in the essence of who I am.
The words escape me on purpose.
They just do. But no, as we talk, especially as we speak about ourselves, I posted this video of Dolores Cannon.
Oh yes.
Oh my God, I love her. She was talking about, so she was talking about how if our minds can make us sick, because she said you're not sick, you're choosing to. Oh, she was giving the goods. She said, so if you think, think about how many diseases are related to stress.
Yeah.
That is a feeling. But our thoughts, our beliefs control our thoughts. Our thoughts control
really
our words.
do.
So
remember what we were talking about
yes.
these last couple of days? You guys, I am a recovering hypochondriac. I'm working on it. But I swear, if Mia says her throat is itchy, I'm like, oh my gosh, so is mine. I think I'm about to die. That's me. So I recently had a COVID situation where I was around someone who tested positive. So of course I'm thinking, okay, shoot.
Right, dagnabbit.
And I forgot how I got off a tangent, but
no, you're talking about because we were talking. You said, because her, by the way, so it's graduation and prom week for her daughter.
Yeah, you guys. So if I can't remember stuff, that's why. That is why. Not the wine, not the joint that we smoke.
Not the marijuana.
Right,
no,
it's because
no,
the
but
prom
seriously,
and the graduation stuff.
So no, what you were saying is, because I remember us talking about this. You were like, oh crap, I'm a little disappointed because you were saying I'm a little disappointed because Kai has so much going on, and if I get sick, if my daughter's gonna get sick. I was
yes, yes. Now I remember. Yes. Okay.
Yay, memory.
So I'm thinking, oh shit, maybe I have COVID. Or the Corvid. I'll say
the
Corvid. Because I don't want us to get in trouble.
Uh-huh.
That's the thing. But I'm like, oh shoot, maybe I have the Corvid. So we went and I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, I've been around her, I've been hugging on her, I've been touching her, so this is graduation activities weekend, this is prom weekend, school week. So in my head, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm starting to feel this.
Making it up.
Is this what people with COVID, is this what they have?
Look at her Google. Wait, let me just look this up because I don't.
Right, I'm like, I don't remember feeling like that before. And I remember starting to feel like I had something in my throat. Mm-hmm. And then I was just like, I went and got tested. The test came out negative. And then when I really thought about it, you have the power. And I told.
Do you remember? So Chris,
right.
She was like, I was like, Kai's going to prom. Period. That's not real. We're not even. You're like, you're right. But sometimes it's like there's something in us that we need an external validation.
Yes.
So especially if it's something where society has made you has really worked hard for you to believe certain things. Mm-hmm. So like, oh my goodness, am I getting sick?
Girl,
why does my throat feel like this?
Right. Girl, I was in here making teas, tonics, drinking my little fire cider. I was doing all the craziness. Like, if you saw me, you'd be like, yeah, she is. I said, oh no, she is having her prom. Girl, I went and talked to my pendulum. I asked my people, is she going to go to prom? They said yes. I said, all right, I'm not about to worry about it. But
it's easy to get caught up in the hype.
Yes.
And that's all off of belief. So then our thoughts become this new state of like, oh my God, I hope I don't you know what I mean? And it's almost like, please don't let it be, please don't let it be. If you're literally saying to yourself, please don't let it be this, please don't let it be this, it's almost like you're begging it for it to be whatever it is that you're trying with, that you truly don't want to have.
Can I tell you something? I'm not gonna say this person's name, and I'm gonna try to reformat this in a way that is not. So I know this person, and when she was pregnant, I might have told you this. So if I did, don't just pretend like you don't know. But so when she was pregnant, because she decided to have children at an older age. So when she was pregnant with her second child, she said, oh, I hope he doesn't have this. 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 And she kept saying it. And I remember,
like, stop saying that.
And I just thought, and I remember looking at her, and I'm over here squinting my eyes like I'm trying to look at her. But I remember looking at her like, why would that be the first thing that you would say?
My baby is healthy.
Right.
That's
why wouldn't you want to say that?
Yeah.
Just the thought of her saying that and speaking that, I was like, why would you want to do that?
And what she wanted, she said, I hope he,
I hope he doesn't. I hope he's not. And here he is.
And this is, you know, that's, you know what, that's a good one, because having the resources and the ability to do everything to try to prevent that, getting the testing, going to the best doctors and all that, and your words are more powerful than all of that.
All of that.
Everything you have access to make sure that didn't happen, your words trumped all of that. That's a great example.
All of that. And I kind of feel bad because now, you know, he's older, and I look at him, I'm like, dang, she actually spoke this
into your
existence.
life. Woo! Man.
She spoke it into life. And I mean, that's wild. So yes, guys, words, choose them wisely.
And the other thing, real quick, is that, to your point, Christy, when we say the same negative words over and over again, just out of habit, the problem is the more we repeat something, we hear it, we speak it, the more power it has over us, because words are so powerful. So when we give something that we do not want,
energy,
that much energy and attention,
when I tell
we're
you,
giving it power.
Right.
We are fueling, baby. We keeping that car pumped up, ready to
that
go.
fire is lit up. And so that's the funny thing, because honestly, like, learning or having an understanding of all of that, when I'm done with someone, I'm done. You know, I'm like,
Ooh.
I'm not trying to look on so-and-so's page trying to figure out who he's dating or what he's doing.
Come on.
But then I had a conversation with
done.
Sir. I just had a conversation with Sir on the 4th floor, you know, who was looking at people's pages, and I was like, why? I mean, if you love
curiosity.
someone, but why?
Curiosity.
Because my thing is, and again, and I do realize that people,
Different spaces.
everyone thinks differently.
Different spaces in the journey.
But I mentioned to him, I said, we should just focus on whether or not that person is happy. Like, if we love them that much,
Focus on whether or not you're happy. Start there. You happy? Yes. Exactly. You know, because I'm gonna tell you, you know what the interesting thing is? This is like the girl who finally gets the guy of her dreams, and it feels so damn good that you want everybody around you to feel that, even the people that you don't like, or what. It's just like this is different. Everybody needs to feel like this. So when we're really happy, we don't, we want everyone to feel it. But we have been so conditioned that when we finally get the happiness, it's like, now I want to make sure that the people that, that I've had to walk away from or leave behind, that they are hurting. I don't give what you do. Because once I say, oh, okay, this is what's best for me because I love me, it doesn't matter. I don't want to check. I don't want to go see if you're miserable. I don't want to go see if you're happy. I don't care.
I was lost for words. I said, I'm really surprised that you all still follow each other online.
Because I need you to... Come on, Chris. You understand it's like when people... And this is no judgment, y'all, because I know it's a lot of people listening to this is doing the same thing. Real talk. This is evolution. That's what I'm saying. This is just evolution of self. When you... Especially someone who has had a powerful effect over your life for years, that you've allowed to have, whose words used to have meaning over you. Someone, child, somebody who's now that I can relate to on so many levels. It's nothing like someone who has that you allow to have power over you. When they speak, when they say something beautiful, it's like, oh my God, they give a compliment. It feels like the best thing on earth. Now, mind you, 100 people could have walked past you and said the same damn thing. But when they say it, it's like, but that same power you give somebody when they decide they ain't fucking with you that day, or they're going, it cuts like, a machete. a dull blade machete.
And I
They're
think
just
that's
chopping
something that
you.
I also learned too, is that when you take your energy away from someone,
Mm-hmm.
that affects them more than anything else.
Because I no longer consent to
Like, I just
you.
don't even
I
have
don't have. No, it's not. It's. I refuse to allow you to have that much power about who I am
and even
and who
me
I
being
believe I
curious,
am.
Like, and even being curious, like, let me see what this person's doing. Why?
And this is, you know, what's so funny too. It's funny because most people know when somebody's checking up on them, they're putting stuff up there for you to see. You know, I know. No, Chris is looking at me like, mm-mm. But a lot of people, it's not. Because, you know, as you're going through the journey, you get to another place. So sometimes we started,
Yeah, so let me
you know,
say
I got to be in front of you and blah, blah, blah. Then it's like, okay, I can walk
I was
away.
that person checking on, because it was almost like that connection that I had to that person validated to me that I was someone. But then when I realized that I'm someone regardless,
Yep.
that's why I'm just like, I don't even
But Christy,
have a desire.
and I know people can relate to this. You know, I know you can relate to this. When someone has
Go
done
ahead.
you dirty, like dirty, and you love them, and when you finally find the strength. This is real talk, because you know this is the real part of the journey. When you finally find the strength to let go, and it hurts so goddamn much because you like this. But this person deserves, like, they should be in pain. They did this. You know, people have.
Ooh, that was
I
first
love
ex-husband.
people have. I love when people revise history. Like, okay, that's what happened. Okay. So what happens is when you are finally pulling away, there's still a piece you connected there. So when they say something to trigger you, we can't help but it's when you get to the place where I feel nothing. I'm not mad. I'm not sad. I'm not in love. I just see what
like,
it
okay.
is. And when you are able to finally allow yourself to see what is in front of you, and you have a clear mind of, does this match up with who I believe I am? Is the way that this person treating me
No.
matching my level of self-respect? It's not. And just when you allow yourself to be clear, it's easy to make a decision. Like, I don't, I'm cool. But honestly, as we well know, these are stages.
Yeah.
So at first, when you move away and you're like, oh my goodness, this took forever for me to, it's the check in. Like, are they hurting yet? Because they deserve, like, we want that vindication until we realize it don't have nothing to do with them. It has absolutely nothing. As soon as we started saying to ourselves, wait a minute, hold on. Because what we're looking at is they're bad instead of saying, I'm a beautiful person. I was good. But we're looking like, and you're bad. It's like, wait a minute, hold on. I'm a dope person. What am I don't care. Because what I know is coming to me because my heart is so damn good.
Remind me to tell you something after this podcast about that.
My intentions are pure. Mm-hmm. So I don't care. But that's.
I didn't even think like
that's a new level. It's a new level.
Yeah, it is
it's a new level.
The thought
it's
never
a new
even occurred
level
to me because I just didn't.
Because especially somebody cheat on you, like, yeah, go ahead, go be with that. I can't wait for them to do that because you know it's gonna happen. But when you get to the point, you're like, it doesn't. I don't. And it's back to the trust and the faith thing.
Yeah.
Just like I know that what I put out into the world is coming back to me. I don't have to walk around and see when that hammer come down on you. Because I know how the universe works. It will always find balance. If you go too far to the left, the baby coming to the right. If you go far to the right, the baby coming to... Hey, I do not need to be there to see it because I know in my life that the goodness that I have put out is coming back to me. So I know that what you put out comes back because I see it in my life. And when you start to see that and recognize it, you don't even need to see and check up and make sure, are they hurting yet?
You really don't.
You don't.
That's
but again,
a really great point.
Steps, progress. We tangential today, honey.
But I feel like it's all on point, stuff that does need to be discussed. But all right, so as far as why do you think words are powerful?
Well, why for me, I'm just because everything is energy.
Yeah.
It's a vibration. It's a frequency. If think about it like this, this is a good one. What if when we spoke, our words were colors coming out of our mouths or waves?
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Like with every word, we're either adding or subtracting from our bank account.
Exactly. So think about it.
Speak?
Right. So think about it. If I knew, because I'm gonna be quite honest with you. Just dealing with a certain person in my life, and when they try to go there and pull you in, I can bite. Ooh, I know I can bite. Ooh, boy, I can choke with my words. I can. Ooh, I can say some things that make you rethink
you will rethink your existence.
But because I understand that my words are so powerful, and who I am today, even though what you're saying to me I know what you're trying to do. I know you want some bullshit. I know you lying. I'm still not going to allow myself to go there because I am love. And I'm still going to be like, I'm straight. I see you. I know you're lying. I know what you're doing, but I still love you. But that right there is not happening towards me. My love for you is unconditional, but your presence in my life is not.
Let's and not even being affected by it. And it's like
and it's okay. And it's okay. So, but when you get to the point where you understand that, no, I have power over my life.
Nobody else
your actions and what you're saying don't have a damn thing to do with who the fuck I am. That's your problem. That's you lying to yourself. Just because you trying to get that means nothing. Go away. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't, because I'm still going to be who I am. And it's so powerful when you know that you know what I mean? When you can come back to somebody when they're spewing hate, negativity, and low vibrational stuff and be like, okay, baby, whatever you're going through, I don't know what that is. You need to go over there and handle it, but don't come this way with it. Matter of fact, let me make it easy for you. So you can't come back this way with it. And it's not ego. It's that I love myself so much that even though your words do not have power over me, I'm not even giving you the stage to speak them to me because it's a vibration. So when you're around people who, even if it doesn't bother you, you're just like, I don't care what, I'm not giving you that stage. I'm about to give you a microphone and think you about to speak over my life. Oh, I'm sorry, sweetheart. Unplug that mic. Yeah. No.
I do not consent.
I do not consent. So why do you think words have so much power?
It's the same thing. Words create energy, and if you think about it, not only do they carry energy, sound, and frequency, but all of those things are building blocks of matter that creates stuff, that creates matter in our lives. So when you think about everything that you're saying, you are manifesting in your. I firmly believe that you are manifesting it in your physical world.
Absolutely.
You really are. And I think that's why our words are so powerful. And once we understand how powerful they are, we will be more intentional how we speak.
Not only to ourselves, but to other people.
Exactly. But mostly to yourselves.
Exactly. And about yourself.
Yes.
So, I think, I want to say this, because it takes a certain level of restraint not to respond back to verbally when someone, you feel like you verbally assaulting me, right? Yeah. It really does take a different, and I'm gonna be honest, I think I'm about an 8 out of 10. I get it right. Every once in a while, it might, but the reason, and I actually said this to Chris when we were talking about, well, sometimes anger can build up. Right? But the reason, when you show restraint and don't respond you're not matching that energy. I'm gonna tell you something. It feels bad at first because you're like, they really think they got over on me. Ooh, I mean, when I tell you, I've been like, so you really think this is one of my biggest issues? I'm being honest with you.
Being punked.
No, you really think I'm stupid? That's have to, girl. I mean, I'm like, I really have to work on that because I know I'm not stupid, and I have to get over.
Maybe when someone lies to you.
No, when someone is literally sitting in my face, and y'all know, motherfucker, you know I can read your mind, right? But and they're just sitting up there lying. It's not even that people lie, or especially people that you know. It's not even because people lie for different. It's not even a lie. It is the lie that you chose to tell, or the story that you chose, or the quality of your life.
She wants a high quality life.
High quality.
So don't come with some poor quality lies.
Wait, and then you know this, and don't try to gaslight me. When you get caught, when you get asked a question, you say, "Well, you blah blah." It's like you think I don't see that, but because I know that what I say affects me. It don't have. I'm no longer making decisions like I want to hurt him back or I want to hurt her back. It's what I say affects me. So, and I had to get over feeling like a punk because I'm not coming back at you. And that takes some, baby, that's some resilience. It's strength. Really but I feel stronger on the other side because I'm like, because all we can control is us. And it feels better because I'm like, I was in control of myself. You don't have that power over me to make me be something I don't want to be. I don't give a fuck what you do.
So I'm about to black out.
Kill
you.
Yes.
And end up going to jail.
And you know oh, Jesus.
And yes. And so that doesn't make sense to me.
Exactly.
So I'm about to lose my life because of you.
I refuse.
No,
you don't get to choose that for me.
No, thanks.
So I'm going to mind my words.
I'm not made for the prison system.
Stop for me.
Do they have wine there?
Right.
No, let me stop.
No, but seriously. And so when you take control over yourself and the words that you speak, even when somebody is spewing deception, manipulation, lies, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't faze you. I'm not coming there with you. So I'm going to respond and say the vibration of what I want in my life. Man, I'm telling you, when you take that energy and that power back, that's a powerful spot to be in.
Yeah, I feel like there's a different level of freedom that comes with that. Like when you realize it's like I really don't care.
I don't.
I'm not invested. There is no. I don't need to have. I'm cool. Like I'm good.
And
there's a different level.
Walk away from it and be done with it. And it's not. It's
and then don't look back.
And don't I don't have to keep saying to other people, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. If you keep having to tell people what you don't give a fuck about, you give a whole lot of fucks.
You give a lot of fucks.
Like real talk. I can show you better than I can tell you because my words have meaning and they are powerful. I don't even want to say I'm done with you. Or I'm not. It does.
And going back to the whole vow of silence thing, I think when you realize the power that our words carry, you're more intentional with what you put out there, and
because you know what's coming back to you,
right? And you do have a lot more time to sit in silence and really allow yourself to just think and receive. And there's something to that. There's something powerful to that because I don't like to waste words. Like small talk. And that could just be because of my the Virgo.
I don't like small talk that much either, really.
I don't like small talk. Like I wanna. This needs to be a discussion of purpose. Some purpose. I mean, I can do a little bit of small talk, but you're not about to sit, in my face for 30 minutes talking about what you did over the weekend and how you had these little daddy hoochie shorts. I don't want to hear that.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
We need to pause. Y'all, can we talk about the word hoochie daddy? I should say the term hoochie daddy. What is so funny to me, y'all, I love this. I saw the original video of this girl. She said these men walking around when she said with the 4-inch
the seam,
baby, took me out. Because I know exactly what that 4-inch seam look like. I'm like, wait, men can wear without the thing doing wait a minute. And so what's so interesting to me is that men are loving the term hoochie daddy. You know what I kind of feel like it is?
I feel like men are just like, oh my gosh, it's my time. We're being recognized.
Yes. I feel like it's one of those things, you know, when women took over the word bitch. It was like, I got that. Let me tell you what that means.
And they made it into something that was
And we made it something that was everything.
Everything.
Because it was, I just thought that was super cute. I'm like, hoochie daddy is a new word.
Yes, we're in them shorts.
Because anytime somebody, think about hoochie mama.
Hey, hoochie daddy.
Hood rat, hoochie mama. That was like someone who was of ill repute and was, what do we call it? What did they used to say? You know, I would just say of ill repute and had a certain look, and that back then, and now it switched to hoochie daddy, and they're like, no, this is I'm taking this. Yep, I'm hoochie daddy. Okay, me and I actually posting hashtag hoochie daddy.
I would be judging.
I think it's hilarious. I love it.
Well, I'm going to say, if my boyfriend was wearing hoochie daddy shorts, I would question. But I do think it's kind of
take
cute.
them off. Take them shits off.
I think it's kind of cute, though.
When your thighs look good. Wow.
But I think it's kind of cute that men have something.
Yes.
You know, that they can, especially something that's like attractive or kind of sexual in a way. Because I feel like.
Okay, let me tell you. You know what that is for me? A haircut.
But I feel like men aren't necessarily always like sexualized, almost in a sense. And I feel like the hoochie daddy shorts kind of do that.
Oh, girl. Have you listened to any of these young, I'm not even about to attempt to say any of their names. I'm just going to say younger female rappers, like in their 20s. Some of the lyrics they say, it's very... It's for some people they might not like it, but what I find interesting, it's very empowering because it's like, dude, let me tell you something. You men no longer have the ability to define what this relationship is. Look, I'm gonna tell you what this relationship is. You are my side. You are my sponsor. Women are, woo. Well, it's just like I'm not about to play this game with you.
Right.
And taking even the power back is something. Yeah, that's what's happening. So the hoochie, look, I'm like, so I thought the hoochie daddy thing was fun, and I thought it was even interesting that the men are like, well,
they like it.
Well, hell, if I'm gonna be a hoochie daddy, let me go up on IG, put on my foot and see, and put this thigh muscle out. Nah, I do like some man with some strong legs. Jesus Christ.
Break your back.
I love a man with some.
Break your back.
Oh, don't let him have some calves, like real calves.
Oh my gosh, calves! I have. I told you, if there was ever a time, if I was forced, if someone held a gun up to my head and was like, "You have to decide what surgical procedure you're gonna get. What are you gonna get? Plastic surgery?" I would get calf implants.
Really?
Yes.
You know, I didn't know that was a thing until a few years ago.
Goodness, it is a thing,
and you can't tell.
Yeah, I would do that.
I wonder what I would get. Look, I'm like,
Like if someone was just like, "I'm gonna kill you," or you have to choose.
Like, fine, give me the calves.
You have nice calves though.
I think I do boobs.
See, you have nice calves. I think so. Your calves, I like shapely calves, but I also like feminine looking calves.
Yeah.
I like, oh my gosh, you look like a Flintstone. I like the feminine.
Popeye calves.
Yes, that.
I like them on men though.
But I do like a nice, strong looking calf.
Okay, yeah. I know we tangential.
I want to build a
I'm
body.
gonna tell you, man.
You guys know you like this tangential.
A good quad with a balanced ham. Wait. With a knee definition.
Ooh.
Okay, so it's like thigh, knee, different, and then that leg with that No, my God.
All night.
It's like you just want to wrap yourself around the leg. Like, why is it so excellent? I love a man with some good legs. Just, why is it so excellent down here? Wow. And I'm just saying, if I'm wrapped around your leg, my head someplace. So anyway.
So think about how words control our society. Like the book that we bought, the same book that I was talking about, talking about kindergarten and what that means. And
Yes.
government, and they're like all sorts of everyday words that we use that they break down, and they're used in our society. They're used on the news. They're used in our education. They're used in our churches. And
You gonna eat this?
that's for
Okay.
you. So, it's all about just really being mindful of the words that not only we speak, but we take in. And so that's why I think it's very important. And we talk about this all the time. Think before you speak.
I look, I concur. I think
She concurs.
what I would say no, seriously, just try this. I like to try to make things that are new concepts, take them bite size. Think before you speak, especially when you are talking about yourself.
Woo.
So another thing about words, man, this is why affirmations are so powerful. When you are affirming your life, when you are speaking and speaking your life, when instead of saying, "Oh, I'm sick," even if you do feel ill, it's not "I'm sick." It's like, "Oh, I'm in the process of healing. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be able to make it." Not "I'm sick." No.
I'm in the process of healing, yeah.
You know what I mean? Just
I like that.
even that, just
Because when I was starting to feel sick, I was like, no, we're not going there. No, we're going to rewind that.
rewind. Nope. I
No.
don't want that. It doesn't.
No, I don't. I have full control over this. And that's when I started to feel better. So just know, think before you speak.
And then, so I do want. There's one other thing before we go on. It's like when you talked about, especially how you talk about yourself. Stop name calling. Stop calling yourself or being.
Oh.
There's a difference between self-reflection and self-criticism.
Yeah.
There's a difference between holding yourself accountable and putting yourself down.
Yes, I agree.
So, it's okay to hold yourself accountable. Bring yourself to the table, but not to give your own self grace or forgiveness and say, "Oh, I'm so stupid. I can't believe I did that. I'm the worst," and blah blah blah. As opposed to, "Wow, I really didn't know what I was doing during that time. I learned so much."
And I'm grateful for that experience.
Man, it's different.
It hits
and so
differently.
And you know what? And people will come and try to bring up your past failures or your past mistakes and try to push that on you because they are offended at the fact that you have been able to move on and forgive yourself and grow, and they're stuck where they are. They get offended. Like, sweetheart, I don't live there anymore. That's between you and you. You're not gonna bring up nothing. You can't embarrass me.
That is so wild. Like, as you start to evolve, it's like people don't like that you're changing.
No, because this is what I had over you. This is my power. How dare you be able to let that go? Hey,
Wild.
hey, dude. I'm not. That's good for you. And so that's why it's so interesting and telling that the way that people speak about you or to you is so much more about who they are and not a damn thing to do with who you are. But when we allow what they are saying, allow where they are in their life, with their perception to speak over us, that's our fault.
Yeah.
But people gonna do what they're gonna do. But if you allow that to have power over you,
You're giving them power. You are.
That's your fault.
Yeah, that is your.
why would you? Your words have no meaning. I'm me. I know who I am. I know what I've been through. I know my healing. I know my process. I know you can't speak for me, to me, about me.
And
Get
then
the fuck out of here.
The audacity.
The audacity.
Like, I don't understand. And I think now that I look at things from a different perspective, it's like I don't understand how someone is going to actually move out of their lane, jump into your lane, and tell you how you should be doing things and conducting stuff and how you made them feel uncomfortable because they're over in their lane.
That's not my business.
And I was like, I don't understand that
The
concept. Right, and the fact that we've allowed this to happen throughout our lives for so many years.
because we didn't understand. Because think about it. If someone says to you, you ain't shit, it is our first, like, who the fuck, you know what I mean? It's just like, what does that have to do with me? I'm sorry. Who?
You're right.
It doesn't matter. Like, it literally doesn't matter, because do I know who I am? And what I bring to this world, and what my energy is, and what the intention of my heart is. You can't tell me nothing when I know that my intention of my heart is so damn pure. I come and walk in love. Just because you are uncomfortable with that, don't have a motherfucking thing to do with me.
Nothing. Remember, we had that conversation with
Yes.
my husband. He called me every single word up and down. I mean, it was.
Girl, when you get over that stuff, you like, you done?
And I was like, okay, I heard that before. Can you give me something new? I've heard that multiple times.
We're still on that one?
Right.
Can you get a little bit more creative?
Right.
I'm just curious if you have the ability to.
I've heard that too. That's all. I thought,
You know, hey, it's different.
once you know who you are, and affirmations are so key. So key.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what is your takeaway?
I mean, I say this all the time. I'm going to say it again because it's true. Speak love over your life.
Mm-hmm.
Speak magic over your life. Speak transformation over your life. Speak power over your life. Speak healing over your life.
Yep.
Speak abundance over your life. Speak love over all that.
All of that, and then some.
Just at least start with you.
Yeah.
And then once you start to see how you speak to yourself and how it changes yourself, you will understand my words have power. I don't even want to curse you out. Because
I feel you. And it must suck.
Yeah, man. Dang. I'm sorry, baby. Like, ooh, you really hurting that much that you're trying to spew whatever the hell it is you're going through on me.
That must suck. Like, honestly, and
Like, ooh, I know what that feels like.
That must
And
really
you know
hurt.
what? I'm praying for your awakening and your healing. But there is not one thing that can come out your mouth that's gonna tell me about who I am.
Yeah.
I say who I am.
Right.
So just go at that. I say who I am.
Full authority.
Hello.
Full authority.
And if you gave somebody else authority to tell you who it was, go snatch your back.
Right.
Rude. What's your takeaway?
My takeaway is, it's pretty simple. Every conversation, we are creating our reality.
Mm-hmm.
Every conversation. And so you really need to be mindful of the words that you speak.
Good point, Christian.
And I'm realizing, like, even in conversations at work, I'm having to, but this may not be appropriate, or I'm just listening or observing, and I'm like, that's not what you want to put out there. So, yes, realize and remember, every conversation, we are creating our reality.
I have no tempo work this week.
No tempo work?
Mm-mm.
All right, and there is no crystal for this week.
How long have we been on?
We've been over an hour, so it's like an hour.
We've been talking.
An hour and 7.
Okay. Yeah, we love y'all.
I gotta shout out this guy. Do you mind?
Go ahead.
All right, so I kind of stole this bottle, but actually, is it really stealing when you ask? No, that's not stealing.
No.
So I took this bottle from my boyfriend. This was actually a wine from Michael Lavelle. He was at the Chicago Frame. There was a Hebrew Brantley artist show, and he was there. And this wine is really good. This is a Zinfandel Lodi 2018.
What's up, brother?
You saw it? That's a really great.
I was just curious.
Yeah, I'll have to find out.
I would
This
tell
wine
you,
is good. Do you like the wine?
it was great. You see, it's gone. She's reading an empty bottle.
Yeah, I am. We'll post it online. But thank you, Michael Lavelle.
That was dope.
It's very good. And this Zinfandel, I usually don't do red Zinfandels, but this is.
I don't like the red Zinfandels, but when they do like a dry, like this, it's semi. Let me see. What is this? It's delicious.
That's actually not bad at all.
No, it's not.
So, thank you, and Thank you guys for listening to Two Queens and Crystal Things.
Love y'all.
Thank you. Again, before you go, show us some love. You can always review us on Apple Podcast. Don't forget, if you have questions, you know how to find us. You can always send us questions at info@twoqueensandcrystalthings.com, or you can send us a DM and IG. You guys, thank you for all the messages that you've been sending us lately. Some of you all have been coming up with some really great personal questions and just asking for advice and guidance, and we don't take that stuff lightly. We really appreciate it. And we love the fact that you all trust us enough to even come to us with some of the things that you're encountering or even dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
We really appreciate that. So feel free to continue to send those our way. And don't forget to follow our personal pages. You can follow Mia's personal page at Wings Unleashed 444. You guys, she is the bomb reader, Reiki, sound healer, and, you know, her new modality, the Dragonfly. I probably need to get some work from you too, sir.
Actually, we need to switch some. We need to trade.
Yeah.
I need some work done.
Fire.
It's something. Yeah, it's something stuck in my back for real. I need to get it out. But anyway, yeah.
So yeah, follow her page, and you know where to find me. You can find me at Christy R. Edwards. You can find all about me on my page. So yes, thank you so much. Light, peace, love.
And so we love y'all. Till
Love
next
you.
week.
Bye.